Hello, my name's Peregrine. These damn scientists have trapped me in the computer. They have put me inside the hard drive. I'm stuck in their computer. I'm on the monitor. I can't fucking move. I'm trapped. I don't know what they're going to do to me, but at the same time, I'm a PNG of a bird. I think I'm probably going to be fine. What's the worst they could do to me? So, as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be trying to take a serious look at a meme, which is peak fucking autism, but I've got the diagnosis, I'm allowed to say that. But I think there is some kind of psychological significance behind the current trend. And to prove I'm not crazy for thinking this, I'm gonna make a video about it. That doesn't prove I'm not crazy, for fuck's sake. Okay, maybe I am just crazy, but I swear I'm seeing something here. Maybe I'm schizophrenic. I don't know, but I swear I can see a pattern. So 6-7 itself started apparently from a rap video, but let's be honest, no, it fucking didn't. Because the problem with it is 6-7 has meaning in gang talk, but the meme 6-7 doesn't have any meaning, and that's kind of the point of it. So to say that the origin of 6-7 as a rap video is kind of a lie, but it's also kind of true. Like, I don't think we're ever going to find out who first coined 6-7 the meme, like, as we know it now. I don't think we're ever going to know that. But at some point, that people started saying it on purpose to have no meaning, and that's what it is now. It is a meme without meaning. And I think that that's interesting because this is essentially the first Gen Alpha meme. This is the first, like, noticeable meme that's been in the new generation.
Personally speaking, I think that 6-7 makes an interesting case study into the next generation. For an entire generation's first, like, worldwide viral meme to have no meaning, I think is a big demonstration of the incredibly politically charged and politically sensitive environment in which they've been raised, where all pieces of art, be it online funny art or genuine art, has to have some kind of secondary meaning or has to have some kind of commentary to have, where sensitive and serious topics must be discussed all of the time. And that kind of makes me think that this generation have had to doom scroll from the second they were born, leading to them essentially being able to shitpost before they can walk.
And although it's important for art to have meaning, it can get tiresome. For example, The Boys. I think The Boys is a good series, and I enjoy the political commentary, but I think their comparison between Trump and Homelander is incredibly ham fisted. And, maybe that's necessary for people to understand. Like, I know that they have to, like, when it comes to some political commentary, you have to be quite ham fisted because some people won't get it. Not in like an ego way, I'm not saying I'm better than everyone, but some people are just legitimately fucking stupid and can't see the comparison. So you have to ham fist it, but it kind of sucks some of the enjoyment out of the content when you know that there is some form of agenda being pushed. Even if it's one you agree with, it's still annoying to have that agenda kind of pushed on you. And I know I sound like, actually, fuck you. I don't know what I sound like. Fuck you. Judge me. I don't care. Suck my actual micro penis. I think that this is an interesting test for Gen Alpha because as it stands now, a lot of people, particularly the elderly generations like boomers or Gen Y, Gen X kind of things, they still very much struggle with irony. Not normal irony, like post irony and like nihilistic irony where something doesn't have any meaning. And 6-7 is kind of an amplification of pointing that out. And if a generation that young has managed to not only discover that weakness but exploit it to this degree, it can show signs of quite an intelligent generation. Now, obviously, 99% of the kids walking around going 6-7. They're not thinking about it like that. But
Just by participating, they have a basic understanding of the dynamic of play. They understand that the old people don't get it, and that the young people do get it. And even on a subconscious level, they understand that they need their own individuality. They need to be able to express themselves without being told what's right or what's wrong. They're differentiating themselves from other generations, which, even on a subconscious level, demonstrates a kind of deeper, kind of psychological understanding of their needs and their desires. And it's being expressed in a healthy way.
And I think that's important. I think it's important for children to have that level of emotional intelligence. And I think it's also good for children to have secrets like this. With how the internet is at the moment and how kind of polarizing child safety is, children don't really have secrets anymore. Children don't have their own personal life anymore. It's always monitored and looked over. And obviously, that's good to a certain degree. Like, you don't want your children playing Roblox and getting groomed, but you don't want your children playing fucking Roblox at all now that I'm saying it. But children still need in jokes, they still need to have their own private life. That's important for anyone's development. And to have them recognize that at such a young age, I think that's promising. I think that's very promising for the next generation. I think that's a good sign of intelligence, emotional intelligence for the next generation. And that kind of makes me hopeful going forwards. I know obviously a lot of you are thinking, oh, he's waffling shit, this is stupid, he's overthinking a meme. But these little things like this can have a large effect, like going down the road. Whether you want to believe that or not, I suppose, is different. I know from my background that little things like this have profound effects later on. And I view this as ultimately a good thing. Because essentially they're going against the grain with this. They're parroting something that has no inherent meaning for the sole purpose of annoying people. And to me, that just sounds like rebellion. And rebellion is very healthy for children to have. And not only that, it's a very healthy way of doing it. It's not hurting anyone. The only way that you're hurting someone there is by someone hurting themselves trying to figure it out. It's a very healthy mode of rebellion for children to have. And I think that's quite, well, again, that's just another positive outlook for it. If we want to look at why 6-7 isn't dying, or kind of how to theoretically kill it, we're going to want to look at the mimetic qualities of 6-7.
It's controlled by something memes, the DNA of the soul.
Now, memes in the past have had very... Oh, fucking hell, I've got gas. Memes in the past, they usually run off this one thing, and that is the joke funny? So if we look at something like, I don't know, fucking, what's a dead meme? Salt Bay. You know that fucking Argentine chef that was just never funny, but for some reason white people thought it was hilarious. Yeah, so the mimetic quality of that was that people found it funny, and they had witty, I suppose, captions for it, or just some stupid shit. I don't know. Whatever the normies did with that shit, that was a mimetic quality. It made them laugh and it made them happy. Eventually, they got bored of it, and like the guy himself, he's still alive. He's still running a really shit kitchen, but his mimetic quality is gone. No one gives a fuck about him anymore. He's out of the cultural zeitgeist completely. No one gives a flying fuck. 6-7, on the other hand, is working off kind of a different... It's a different species. It's a different species of meme, essentially. Instead of running off being funny or good vibes or whatever the fuck you want to call it, 6-7 runs off annoying other people, which is where the comedy comes from. So if you wanted to kill 6-7, it would involve everyone in the upper generations, from Gen Z to boomers, to stop getting annoyed at it. But the thing about that is, especially like boomers to Gen X, they don't like not knowing things. They don't like not understanding things. Zoomers, on the other hand, we've got a better grip on 6-7 to a certain degree. Like, we can, I personally understand it, but the older generation won't, and it will drive them fucking insane. And it's driving them fucking insane. I think South Park showed it best. Adults can't handle this properly, and they're desperately trying to search for meaning in something that doesn't have meaning. Every time they try and figure out what the kid is saying, they end up in some kind of psychological limbo. Not psycho. They end up in some kind of philosophical limbo because they're trying to find meaning in nothing when the correct interpretation is that it has no meaning and the comedy comes from the reaction. But these generations won't fucking let that slide. They think it must have meaning and they're laughing at us for not getting it. And the only way of getting it is the only way of understanding 6-7 is by choosing not to understand 6-7, and then that in itself is how you get past it. And it works on it's such a complex meme for such a young generation to have. Like when described it sounds simple, but to actually get there and to understand it, it really is quite special. And maybe I'm overthinking it, I don't know, but it gives me hope for like the intelligence of the next gen. Like I kind of assumed that all this brain rot content was going to absolutely like mentally fuck them forever, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're not that bad. Maybe it's not really that bad. Maybe they'll do all right. Maybe there's so much slop content out there that they're actually developing some kind of weird hyper awareness. I've talked for 13 minutes about children saying two numbers. I'm gonna stop recording. I had something else I wanted to say, but it just doesn't even feel relevant anymore. I mean, I'm probably gonna check the recording. My mic's been peaking for the next 7 years. Next, I'm probably gonna check the recording and find out my mic's peaked for half the video and the audio is unusable. But fuck it, we'll do it live. This is Peregrine Productions, and I'm gonna put my pajamas on. I'm still sitting in sweaty gym gear.